Hello everyone and welcome to the Trade Ideas live trading room recap for Monday, the first day of October, October the 1st. My name is Barry Anderson, moderator of your room. Questions for me, use this email address. Link for our free room, 100% free. You don't have to be a member of Trade Ideas to be in our free trading room. I open the room at 9 o'clock Eastern Time. That's when I start to share my screen. Get live on the mic at 9:05 and I go to 3:30 Mondays to Thursdays, 3 o'clock on Fridays. This is a subscription link. There's a promo code there for an instant 15% off either on a first month of a standard or premium or the entire year of a standard or premium subscription. Well, it's funny. I actually thought today would be a lot more active for me and a little bit better. I mean, I did okay, but when I woke up this morning, virtually everything, all these low floaters were just ripping. I got up, I'm on the West Coast, so I actually got up at 4:20 instead of 4 o'clock. And when I looked at my pre-market actives, it was just completely green. I didn't even see one red one. But there just wasn't, for me anyway, there just wasn't a heck of a lot of follow through. I was able to get this one, this OGen. This one, if you take a look at it from where it's come from, look at this. I mean, this was a 40-cent stock on September the 18th, so a couple of weeks ago. Look at that, 40-cent stock. It's a high of $1.90 today. Just unbelievable. Low float, 8.19 million shares in the float. So what did I do with this one? Well, I waited on it quite a while, actually. There was the after-hours action on Friday. There was the pre-market action in this morning. Watched it. It went up, and then it came back down, got down to 125, then all of a sudden, look at that candle. So that's what got me in. It took out the pre-market high right there, 148. I got into the trade at 151. Excuse me, at 151. Look at the pop. Now remember, this is a 15-minute candle. So basically, I got out of this trade I got out right here at some, and then on the way down here. I was probably on that candle there actually. So it was going to have a tough time, I think, getting through two. That right there is the 200-day moving average, I believe. Actually, it's 145. This was actually a Holly alert, also at 147, right there on that candle. I wasn't on. I had traded it before, right after Holly, I guess. I actually wasn't on that particular Holly, so I didn't see it. But I just liked it once it broke over that 150. So, on a percentage basis, certainly was a nice trade. Then what else? I'm not going to go over the JAGX. I made some money on the JAGX, but that was that's one that is really, really whippy. Made a little bit of money there. Little disappointment on this one. I thought I had this on a price alert. Now it's coming back. Had this one on a price alert. I think the alert was just on the 7 break. Took this trade right here. You have to take a look at it on the daily chart to see why I would have had a price alert. I have to back this out a little bit. You'll see. There you go. So you can see why. Once it took out 7, actually the high right there, I think that's where I had the alert. And so you look left and it's got some room. And I ended up taking this trade at, I think it was 721. Actually, yeah, it was right there. But it got very whippy and ended up getting out of the trade for a 5-cent loss, and then it went all the way down to $7. Now it's recovered. So this could still give us a bit of a swing, but it's very whippy. I hate, I just don't like seeing all these topping tails and bottoming tails on a 15-minute chart. It's just not settled for me. HCLP, this is a good illustration of the use of Holly. So I had to tease people about this one because, again, I'm not going to, if I'm getting into a Holly trade, I'm not announcing it. I will say which Holly it's from, whether it's from Holly Grail 2.0 or Neo. But again, it's not fair for those who have paid for the premium service for me to say, okay, guys, here's a Holly alert. I'm getting into this. But I did tell people that I was very interested in one from, I think it was Holly 2.0. So HCLP. So let's just take a look at it. So there was the alert. The entry was 1992. Look at the stop, 1992. And it's called reduce risk for getting out. So let's examine that just a little bit. So Holly, there was the alert on that candle. All right. And there is the stop at 1067. So it moved up. And then it moved right back down. So you can see what Holly was thinking. You know what? Maybe I'm a little bit early. Maybe I'm could be wrong. I'm not going to wait for this 1067, have it drift all the way down there before I get out. I'm going to get out early on a reduced risk, basically flat. I mean, the entry was at 1092 and she got out at 1092. So basically flat because she's looking at the way that this was trading. Funny because that's kind of how I trade. People ask me, how do I put my stops, or how do I determine stops? Well, of course, it has to be from the chart. So when I get into a trade, I'll take the number of shares. First of all, I'll figure out what my risk is going to be in a dollar wise. So if I want to risk, just say $100 on the trade, and I know where my stop is going to be, then I know how many shares I can take. All right. Now, just because my stop is, when I take the number of shares and I say, okay, here is going to be my stop. That's kind of my worst case scenario in terms of my stop. I could get out earlier than that if I don't like the way it trades. Kind of like what Holly does on a reduced risk. Instead of Holly waiting for this to happen, it didn't happen, but it could have kept drifting down, down, down. Holly trades a little bit like me when getting out of a trade that doesn't quite work at the beginning. So anyway, I watched this one because why would I like this one? Well, again, take a look at the daily chart. And you can see what I'm looking at. So there's the high on Thursday, 1094. All right. I look left. I see all this void. There's the 200-day way up there. So immediately I'm drawn to that one when I first saw it. When I first saw this alert, I was drawn to it. I waited on it, though. It was doing all this. I waited on it. And then when it took out 11, I got into the trade at 11, I think it was 1105, and I sold up here and I sold here. Okay, so on a percentage, I mean, it's not incredible, but on a percentage basis, I'll take 1105 up to 1130 any day, especially fairly quick. I mean, this was about I don't know, probably less than a 45-minute trade. But that's, when we were able to take a look at all the Hollies at once, and I'm understanding that maybe this week, please don't hold me to it, we'll have a lot of alerts to choose from. And so for me personally, I'm going to be limiting it to a certain price range and also a chart that I like because there will be too many to follow. So again, I looked at the HCLP and I loved it. I actually did take another one that I took a little loss on. What was it? It was, shoot, I can't see it right now. It was on another Holly. Just one second. Let me switch. I'm going to switch, see if I can find it. Yeah, RELX. Took a little loss on this one. And why did Holly get out of this? Let me just see if she got out. Yeah, again, the same sort of thing, reduce risk, you see. So there was the alert, 2109. She got out at 2108, lost a penny because, just like a human being, there's the alert. It moves up, starts to move down. Don't like the way it's trading. I'm going to get out. I'm not going to wait all the way down here to get stopped out. So I took this trade. Same sort of idea, though. When you take a look at it on the daily, why would I like it? Look left, there's the void, all right, over the whole number. So I thought, okay, this could be decent enough. There's the 200-day moving average right up there. I thought it would stall there. I wasn't looking for much. Thought maybe it could get into this area here. Didn't do that. But once it started to, what did I get in at? I think I got in around, right. In fact, I got in at 2110, and I got out right in this area here. Right in this area, right there. It took, I think, a nickel loss as it was moving down. My stop would have been the whole number, but I got out before the stop because I just didn't like the way it was trading. I thought, okay, if it does this and then it comes right back, I might be able to get into it again. It didn't do that, so just move on. So anyway, that's it. Kind of a wishy-washy day for me, to be honest. I thought they'd be a little more active. This is one. Sorry, I got rid of the. Well, I can show you here on this little daily. This actually alerted on the low floaters on the move. Look at it right there, 932 at 432. All right, look where it hit. Got all the way up to 544. Now, I second guessed myself on this one because they did a financing at 350, I think it was. And I thought that, you know what, there's no way this is going to keep going. And just no way. Let's look at it on the 15. And in fact, look at that first, look at the candle. There's where the alert happened. And look, it popped all the way up there, and then it came all the way down there. I thought, okay, that's it. And then look at this. It just kept, once it kind of regained some traction here, it just kept going and going and going. So I kind of outsmarted myself on that one. That was the low floaters on the move. All right. Well, I want to get back into the room. Let me just bring back the capture program. So again, if any questions for me, here's the email address you can use. Link for our free trading room, 100% free, and link for a subscription with the 15% off promo code. I'll open the room tomorrow around 9 o'clock Eastern Time. That's when I'll show my screen, get live on the mic at about 9:05. So I hope everybody has a great evening, and we'll see you in the trading room tomorrow. Bye-bye.